Hello, and welcome to the first podcast of the Unreliable Studio. My name is Josh.
And I am Pedro.
Today we're really just going to talk about games and stuff. Nothing really too big. We'll
Games
start
and
with
stuff.
yeah, exactly. We'll start with what we're playing. Pedro, why don't you go ahead and take the lead?
I've been playing a whole lot of Devil May Cry, the new reboot. I actually just made a little review video of that, and I gotta say the game's pretty awesome. Action packed. It's relatively long at 8-10 hours. Um, yeah,
Is it anything like the older Devil May Cry games?
it's like the older ones in that you're attacking. Sorry, let me take that back. Might want to cut that.
I'm not cutting anything, so you just have to live with
Thanks.
whatever mistakes are made.
No, yeah, it's just like the older ones in that it's a hack and slash game, and then it rates your style on how quickly you dispatch enemies, how you're able to make combos without utilizing the same moves, um, and how you're able to avoid damage. The game's pretty awesome. They introduced new systems with the different weapons. You have your Dante's normal sword, the Rebellion, and essentially when you hit Y, he does a basic attack. You string Ys together, and you start doing combos, and then you can use the B on it. You use the B attack to launch enemies up in the air, and you do different combinations of attacks with utilizing the different buttons.
So is it
Um,
like a Bayonetta style, or like a Prince of Persia style, like third person adventure hack and slash?
Yeah, it's a third-person hack and slash. The real nifty thing though is when they added angelic and demonic weapons. So when you're in the middle of a combo, you can hold down, say, right trigger and use your demonic weapon. So hold down right trigger, press Y, and instead of using the normal sword Rebellion, you're using whatever weapon you have equipped for your demonic side. And then you can do the same thing with your left trigger to use your angelic weapon. So right off the bat, when you're fighting, you can essentially use three different weapons on one enemy. Just completely change up what moves you're inflicting on whatever foe you're fighting.
Okay,
And
cool.
you can make some pretty interesting combos. It's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Sweet. Have you been playing anything else, or is that mainly just it?
That's been what I've been playing for like the past week. The boss
Okay.
battles are interesting. There's tons of there's little collectibles you're encouraged to collect, um, to increase the mission rank. But yeah, the game's pretty awesome. I've been a huge fan of Devil May Cry ever since the beginning, and Devil May Cry 1 on the PS2, and I could care less that they completely remade Dante and changed him up. I can appreciate the new story. Honestly, the story is kind of whack, but you don't play these games for story. You play them to have fun, and it is a lot of fun.
Cool.
What have you been playing?
Honestly, some older stuff. Got back into Diablo 3. I really need to beat that game. It's only been out for about a year, so
Yeah.
I found out that the real money auction house, you can actually buy gold on there now.
That's been a feature for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it just wasn't when last time I played, but I mean, I bought 4 million gold for $1 the other day.
Nice.
So yeah, now I have plenty of gold to do all my crafting, leveling, and all that stuff. Other than that, I mean, it's been a little bit of Max Payne. Um, Again, another game I haven't played for a year, and Tomb Raider Underworld, getting ready for the new Tomb Raider coming out. And that's about it. I mean, those games are really long, and I mean, between Tomb Raider and Max Payne, I mean, the collectibles are insane. I think Tomb Raider has like 180 collectibles, so definitely going to take me a while to get through and make sure I get everything. So
Yeah, definitely. And Devil May Cry is the same way with all those collectibles. I mean, it doesn't have as many as an open world game with like collecting all the different feathers in Assassin's Creed or the pigeons in Grand Theft Auto, and I'm grateful for that because I do hate that about those open world games. Devil May Cry just has these little, you collect keys to unlock secret doors, and in the secret door there's like a little side mission that you do real quick, and then they have lost souls which you just find in the levels and you destroy the lost souls, and that's pretty much it. But the game's pretty awesome.
sweet. So you want to move into the Nintendo news that we heard about a couple days ago?
Yeah, it looks like Nintendo's trying to get us all to buy Wii U's and 3DS's for real.
Yeah, well,
this time.
it's gonna happen. I mean, the main thing for me is the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker remake. I definitely want to get that. The only problem is I don't know, with Pokemon X and Y coming out too, I don't know if I'm gonna have the money to get a Wii U and a 3DS, because I know they're probably gonna make a special edition 3DS just for that Pokemon game.
Yeah, Pokemon X and Y. That game looks awesome. I mean, the fact that they're making a 3D mobile Pokemon game, it's like Pokemon Stadium to go, but with a completely new adventure.
Yeah, and I mean they just mentioned briefly the new Mario game coming out and the Smash Brothers for the Wii U and for the 3DS. I guess they'll talk more about that during E3 this year. So I guess that's something big to look forward to from Nintendo. They really haven't done much to wow us the past few years. It's just been, I mean, Mario and Zelda. I mean, just like every year. It still gets everybody super excited, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, there's some other games coming out real soon here that I'm looking forward to on the Wii U, that are making me consider purchasing a Wii U. I mean, you got Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2, the Pikmin 3. I'm actually pretty surprised, but yeah, that system looks like it's going to build up quite the library. And I think they also said that they're going to make a new Mario Kart, which doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a few titles they always fall back to, anything Mario, they know they can make a ton of money on, so they just keep doing that. So, anything else Nintendo showed off that you think is going to be pretty interesting?
No, but I'm curious to see what we don't know. I mean, they said that they're working on a new Zelda game for the Wii U. I mean, it's exciting that they're remaking Wind Waker, but I want a new Zelda game for the Wii U.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like something they showed off when they originally announced the Wii U, and I mean, they showed a little bit of that high definition Zelda, but we didn't really get any other information about it, besides this new Wind Waker HD trailer that mentions it briefly, just saying that it's taken a little longer than they expected, so they decided to make a HD remake for Wind Waker while we're waiting. So.
And I mean, what about a new Zelda game for the 3DS? The 3DS has yet to get a proper Zelda game. I mean,
I
it got
don't see that as a bad thing, though. The last only DS Zelda games that came out were terrible.
I mean, fair enough. They weren't up to par to some of the other Zelda games, but still, it's a brand new system. They can come up with something original, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would rather see a Majora's Mask 3D remake before I trust them to make a standalone handheld Zelda game. So
yeah, I guess that would be pretty sweet too. Maybe a new Star Fox game. That's another IP we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, and they
Again,
did the remake for the
another
64.
remake.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why they even have their virtual console.
Or how about a new Metroid game? How awesome would that be?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess they would have to choose between their side-scrolling style Metroid and the first-person shooter Metroid that everybody's so used to now.
Yeah, and I mean they could pull that off on a 3DS, but I mean imagine what they could do with the Wii U, a new Metroid on Wii U. That would be amazing. I think that would be pretty awesome. Granted,
Yeah.
hopefully it won't be another M style.
No, yeah. Metroid Other M just did not do as well as I think they planned. I think you can get that game for like $10 now, so it's not on par with the Prime series.
No, not at all.
So, THQ, what do you think about all this stuff going on with them?
Yeah, we should think about a way to kind of I forget the term crap when we go from one topic to the other.
Segways.
Segues, yes, we need to work on segues, but it's okay.
Yeah.
This is our first podcast. No worries, no
Yeah,
pressure.
there's not really any good way to go from a super profitable Nintendo to completely bankrupt THQ. So
Yeah, we could have been like, oh, you know who's not going to be making games on the new Wii U or 3DS anymore? THQ. Oh,
There you go.
segue! Yay! Sorry. Okay,
Yep,
that's
that
enough.
segue totally worked.
Okay, thank you. THQ, they went bankrupt completely. They're gone, dead. Capiche.
Yep. So
And
it was just a few days ago. I guess it was the 23rd that everything kind of went to market, and everybody just had their
It was
had
basically
their way with
a
whatever
buffet.
IPs.
Everybody was like, let's chow down.
Yeah. So let's
But
see
yeah,
here.
just to run down, it looks like Sega purchased Relic for, $23 or so million pocket
Yeah.
change. Where Sega
Yeah.
got this money is beyond me, considering
Dude, they still have Sonic. That's all they need. They make millions of dollars on Sonic.
I guess so.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Relic Entertainment.
That's another
they
thing.
they make Company of Heroes.
They make PC games. What's Sega gonna do with a developer that mainly focuses on PC? I was hoping somebody else would pick them up and buy out the Homeworld IP, and I'd finally get Homeworld 3. That would be amazing. I would totally buy that. But that Sega got Relic, so I don't know. I don't know if I'll get my Homeworld 3 anytime soon.
Yeah.
Quite.
I mean,
upsetting.
another big one, the Volition Studios, the people that do Saints Row, they got sold off for $22 million. The winning bidder was Koch Media. It's a subsidiary, so it's the main people behind Deep Silver, the ones that made Dead Island. I was doing some research on that studio a couple days ago just to see like what else they've done, because I didn't think they'd had that much to kind of spend on it, but apparently they've published over 200 games in the past couple of years. So I mean, they're definitely doing well. So hopefully they can do something great with the Saints Row series.
It's crazy because I didn't think the Deep Silver, I think, is what their more common publishing company is
Yeah.
for Koch Media. I didn't. That just came out of left field, I think. I don't think anybody was really expecting them to make a purchase out of this. I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense, I guess. They had a huge success with Dead Island, so I guess they had some extra cash, and they were like, well, Saints Row, that's a pretty well-known IP. Why not? They also bought out Metro. Why not?
Yep. And I mean, they paid another almost $6 million for Metro. So I mean,
They had
were
some money to
definitely-
spend.
Yeah, they were definitely the big spender during all this. They spent almost $30 million just getting those two IPs. I mean, Volition's a good studio, and now that the Koch Media has that studio, I mean, they've got a base in the U.S. now, so maybe they'll start releasing more games just from that extra studio now. So
And I mean, honestly, these two games, the Metro Last Light, and I'm sure Saints Row 4 or whatever that's going to be called, I'm sure those two games are well along where this deal doesn't really affect game development, and I'm sure these games aren't going to be delayed. Especially Metro Last Light, I think that's going to come out in around March, so I can't
Yeah.
imagine this sale having any kind of impact on that game release. But I
Yeah, I
guess we'll
don't think
find
it's
it.
going to affect the release. I think they're mainly just going to, see all the money from it. So, they paid $5 million for Metro. If they make $5 million on it, they come out even. Um, if they have the rights to it at that point, they can do whatever they want with it. They can make another game, or they can sell it to someone else. Ubisoft was right behind them on the bidding for that. There's only like $700,000 difference, so they seem to have some interest in it. But they honestly Ubisoft had interest in almost everything that THQ was giving up. So
Yeah. And I can imagine that these people have money to spend, so hopefully they'll spend some money on marketing these games, and hopefully
yeah,
they'll raise awareness for Metro Last Night and the Saints Row 4.
yeah, I think that was, probably one of THQ's downfalls is just the lack of marketing that they really do. You don't really see commercials and signs and stuff in stores. Because South Park kind of came out of nowhere, and you still don't really hear anything about it, and that's coming out in like a month.
Yeah. And that got bought out by Ubisoft.
Yeah, I'm surprised they only paid like $3 million for it. I figured that IP would get them a lot of money, but I guess just with the one game thing, I guess they're just wanting to release it and get the money they can from it. So
Yeah, it is crazy though, because I mean that's another game. It's coming. It's right around the corner. That game is done. I'm sure they're just checking for bugs at this stage. So they
yeah, I
paid
can't
3 million.
imagine.
They literally Ubisoft paid $3 million for a game that's done.
Yeah, and with a license like South Park, you can imagine they're probably going to sell more than 3 million.
Yeah,
If they sell 1 million copies of that game, they're going to make their money back. So, when the worst part about all this is the studio closings, because I'm sure once these games get released, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs and stuff. It's going to suck for them. They're not going to be able to do anything about it. But there's always great studios looking for new people. So
yeah, most definitely, especially for what's their name, Vigil Studios. Yeah, the creators of Darksiders 1 and 2, amazing games. But for whatever reason, nobody made a bid for them. That studio literally closed down. And it's mind-boggling, because I'm sure they were working on some brand spanking new game that was probably going to be pretty awesome.
yeah, I don't know why nobody really had any interest in it. Honestly, if I was Activision or EA or Warner Brothers or some of these bigger publishers, when you can buy an IP or a studio for $1 million, even if they only paid that for it, they could probably use that studio to make something else or continue the Darksider series or something. I don't know what else Vigil has made.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know too much about that studio either. But Darksiders 1 and 2 are amazing games.
Yeah, it's like in my opinion, it's like the current day Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, it's a
So,
mature rated Legend of
yeah.
Zelda.
It's like a good mix between Zelda and God of War. So, So what else has been going on? Let's see.
Yeah,
What do you think about the next generation of consoles possibly coming out this year?
I think that's a guaranteed going to happen.
For
That's
for both?
well, okay. Let me take that back. I can pretty much. I think that it's 100% guaranteed that Microsoft will come out with their console, the Xbox 720 or the next Xbox, whatever they plan on calling it.
Yeah,
That's
they'll do
definitely going to
something
happen.
like Apple where they just re-release it as Xbox, and that's about it.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, Xbox is a huge brand. It's a worldwide brand. It's an entertainment brand, and they can do that. They could totally do that.
Yeah, I mean it's such a recognizable name, and honestly, most people that talk about the Xbox 360 don't really call it anything other than Xbox. So I mean they definitely have the brand recognition.
For sure. But yeah, I'd imagine that's going to come out around probably around November, probably a week before Black Friday. Um, and it's probably going to be around $400. And I could. They'll probably also have like two different SKUs, one $300 SKU and then the $400 SKU where it's you get bigger hard drive, you get the black console for the more expensive SKU. Um, and you know what? They might even do a subscription, a SKU for $200, but you have to sign up with a 2 year Xbox Live plan at $15 a month or something.
Yeah,
I
kind of
could,
like what they're doing now with the 360.
yeah,
I mean it overall it costs a little more doing it that way, but I mean it's easier for people to get in. If they're not ready to spend the $400 on it, then it's a way for Microsoft to make some more money, and it's a way for other people to save money buying the product initially.
yeah, and that would deliver a crushing blow on Sony if they come out with the PlayStation 4. Because, I mean, hey, you can get an Xbox for $200 and you sign up for 2 years on Xbox Live. I mean, you market
Yeah,
that next generation Xbox $200 and everybody's going to be like, why would I get, why would I get anything else?
yeah, and I mean with the Wii U being out right now, selling at 350, honestly, because the $300 one is almost not worth getting, personally, just because it doesn't have the hard drive. Um, I mean, if they could sell a 360 for 200 or even 300, I think they'd do really well.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, and it's interesting that right now we're getting a lot of rumors on the specs on these systems. Supposedly these systems are supposed to have an 8 core AMD processor, which is mind blowing. 8 cores. The Xbox 360 has 3 cores, and the PlayStation 3 has the cell processor, but they're talking about 8 cores, um, 8 gigs of RAM on the Xbox 360, 4 gigs of GDR, DDR3 or GDDR5 on the PlayStation 4. I mean, we're talking about powerful systems, and obviously this is all rumor and speculation. Should be taken with a giant grain of salt. But I can almost I have to say that they'll probably both come with a Blu-ray player.
Yeah,
And
I mean that's a pretty standard form now.
I
Even
mean,
with a lot of stuff going digital, I mean, Blu-ray's the way to go if you want your physical, high definition media.
definitely, and I mean, Xbox 360 games are constantly coming out in multiple discs. I mean, even Microsoft's first party games, Halo 4, Forza 3, Forza 4, they're all 2 disc games.
Yeah,
Um,
there's just not enough space on those DVDs anymore. I guess it's time for us to switch over.
These high definition games are just taking up more and more space. It'd be dumb not to come with a Blu-ray drive or whatever the next gen format's gonna be.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't know if they're even thinking of discs. I mean, how much space can fit on a Blu-ray drive now?
I think it's about 50 gigs if it's a dual layer drive or a
Okay,
dual layer disc. But I've heard that Sony research have done upwards in the triple digits
just on one disc.
on one disc. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean this is
I'd
all
I'd imagine you'd sacrifice quality for quantity at that point, though.
probably.
Um,
But I mean, it would be nice for things to go digital. I don't think people have the bandwidth because I mean, we're talking 30 to 50 gig games. That's that'll take a while to download. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, you'd have to leave your system overnight to download a game that big.
yeah, that's true.
And then we're talking we need extraordinarily big hard drives. You would need a 1 terabyte gig hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine the new consoles coming out with anything less than a terabyte, especially with, I mean, on the 360 and the PS3, the install for certain games, I mean, it's up to 10 gigs sometimes. I know I have save files on mine, especially for like Skyrim or Fallout or Borderlands, over 10 gigs a piece. So I've used about 200 gigs just in game saves. I don't really have a ton of videos or anything. It's just a ton of space used up just on games.
And just to be clear, these aren't your actual saves.
No, it's a disk install and then downloadable content.
Okay.
I mean, the newest Skyrim DLC is over a gig.
Yeah. And that's DLC. I can't imagine how big the DLC files are going to be for the next gen games.
Yeah, I mean, when the game itself takes up 6 gigs and the DLC is 1 gig, it's
Yeah.
just insane.
Indeed. But yeah, more rumors. The PS3 DualShock 4, whatever that's going to be called, is rumored to have a touchpad. So you can touch on the controller. I guess it would have the same functionality as the PS Vita's back,
Or the Wii U.
or the maybe be a screen that you could touch as well. That would be pretty insane. It wouldn't be the first time Sony has copied something that Nintendo has done.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Move Controller.
um, I think it's an interesting thing. That we're going to more portable, even with the home consoles, because Microsoft already uses Smart Glass, which really doesn't change the gameplay at all, but you're able to use a tablet or a phone to interact with your Xbox while you're using your Xbox. So that's really something that I think would be interesting for the next Xbox.
I would
If
I,
you
I
could,
would definitely agree with that. Smart Glass on an Xbox, they could have some interesting implementations for that.
yeah, I mean, with tablets getting so powerful now, even if they set up some specification needs for your tablet, like,
A minimum requirement for the
yeah,
tablet.
I mean, if you could have any sort of gameplay on a Windows tablet, Android tablet, or an Apple,
An iPad.
yeah, I
Have that
mean,
dual screen experience.
yeah, exactly. I mean, even if it's just like something dumb, like a map or interactive inventory, I think it'd increase the gameplay a little bit.
I would say so, definitely. You'd be able to port games like Zombie U. Like the second Zombie U can come out for the Xbox 360, and they could be like, oh, okay, yeah, you can play it. You can play it without Smart Glass, or you can play it with Smart Glass and make the game more interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just so many different things you can do with something like that, and especially with all these tablets having cameras and everything on them too. It it'd just be so many different things you could do with that.
Most definitely. More ways to change up the gameplay on the games.
Yeah, if I could get like a map for my Halo game as I'm playing, that'd be cool to see kind of
An interactive map, no less.
or something like that would just show me like where everyone's dying at, or where the spawn points are, where weapon pickups are, stuff like that.
Yeah, not only would it would show you the weapons, but also like what kind of weapon just spawned at that location.
Yeah, I know that's kind of like cheating, but I mean, I can download a map for my iPad now that'll do that, or look at my strategy guide, which will show me where all the weapon spawns are. It'd just be a little more interactive having it on a iPad, continually updating as I'm playing the game.
Yeah, the future looks bright.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be an interesting year. Hopefully, in the next few months, we'll hear some more information about these new consoles, and something will come out of it.
So let's do this. Let's talk about some things we would want to see at the end of by the end of this year. Some predictions, some wants, some wish lists, if you will.
As far as hardware goes,
software.
Yeah, I honestly, I'd love a Pokemon Edition 3DS XL, a Zelda Wii U. I don't really care what they look like. Honestly, I'm just a sucker for special edition hardware. I've owned pretty much every Halo console there is, and
that's a fact.
Yeah, I just need the special edition stuff. So that's what I really want out of Nintendo, at least. Sony, I don't really have anything I really want from them. More Vita games would be nice.
I hear that. Yeah. Definitely.
I don't really care if they're downloadable or physical. I'm fine downloading my games on the Vita. So.
Yeah, just more Vita games, please, Sony. Vita games. You stuck me into getting one.
Looking forward to right now is Tearaway. That game looks like it's going to be awesome. So. Now, as far as Microsoft goes, honestly, a new console, as long as it supports Gamerscore and the achievements that I currently have, and I can use my 360 games on it. That's all I want out of this new console. I know the graphics are going to get better. That's expected. I want backwards compatibility with games and achievements.
I hear that. Yeah, I mean, with Sony, I'm the same way. I would want more games for my Vita. This is crazy. It's we're coming into a year and there's 25 Vita games. It's ridiculous. For Nintendo, I would love them to drop the price of the 3DS. That would be nice. Dropped it down to $150 and $180. So $150 for the 3DS and $180 for the XL, maybe. If they come out with the Pokemon bundle, I'll probably buy that unit. Hopefully it's on the 3DS XL. I wouldn't mind to see an XL with the second analog stick. I mean, is that going to be standard? Are they going to come out with that?
No.
Yeah. No.
What they'll do is they'll release a 3DS 2 with the second analog stick, and then they'll release like 6 months later a 3DS 2 XL.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not put it past Nintendo to do something like that.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna have to get your second analog stick. So.
God, by then they'll be on Pokemon Square Circle.
Yeah.
The Wii U, I'd like to see a Wii U price drop, because I mean, I don't think the Wii U is going to be selling if the next gen PS3 and PS4 or PS4 and Xbox 720 or whatever are out. I mean, everybody's going to be looking at the next gen systems, the actual next gen systems. So
yeah, that'd be nice to have the Wii U go down to under 300 for the deluxe model. And I mean, if they can get the white one down to 250, I think they'd probably move a lot more units.
Definitely. And then for Microsoft, I agree 100%. I would want my gamer tag to be completely compatible with my next Xbox and my current gen Xbox. I want my Xbox Live Arcade purchases to be completely compatible with my next Xbox. That's got to be that's got to happen. Like, I don't think I would purchase the next Xbox if my Xbox Live Arcade games didn't work on it. I'd be kind of okay with my 360 games not playing. I mean, backwards compatibility wasn't a big deal for the Xbox 360 either. I mean, most games played, but not all.
Yeah, but with stuff like Gamerscore now, I
Yeah.
mean, it's something that a lot of people take very seriously. And if you're unable to obtain old Gamerscore because you have the newest Xbox, that just seems kind of dumb.
I mean, I get gamer score, but I think obsessing over them so much that you actually buy an old game to get those achievements, I think that's a little crazy. But that's just me.
Yeah, well, that's what I do.
You be crazy, son.
Yeah, I know.
Um, yeah. What else do I want on the next gen Xbox? Gotta have a Blu-ray player. Just gotta cook my breakfast. That would be sweet too.
Yeah,
Could
that'd be
do that.
nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Um, 'Cause yeah, like you said, next generation graphics are pretty much expected. Be sweet if it came with a solid state drive. I'd be
Yeah,
okay with a 256 gig solid state drive. That would be pretty awesome. As long as I can plug in an external non Microsoft proprietary hard drive.
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no. Probably not. Oh, I'd want my Xbox 360 controller that I have now be fully compatible with the next Xbox.
Yeah, that would be awesome to have too, because I can't tell you how many collector's edition controllers that I currently have.
Exactly, yeah. Backwards compatibility on the games and on the accessories.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a nice thing to have. Um, and supporting the Kinect. Hopefully, they continue to support that instead of just kind of leaving it where it is, not really doing much besides voice commands.
Ah, man, they would need to have Connect 2.0. I want finger tracking on the next Connect.
I mean, if you've seen what people can do with this Kinect on the PC,
Yeah, they do all kinds of crazy stuff.
there's no reason the next Xbox isn't going to have just some sort of software update that's going to support a lot of the stuff that the PC version does now.
Yeah, I think I could be 100% wrong on this, but I think the PC Connect actually has a little bit. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it. I think I'm complete. I'm just
It's already out
wrong
there,
on that.
man. It's too late.
I'm almost sure that the PC Connects they have a better camera than the Xbox 360 Connects, but like I said,
Is that why they cost almost twice as much?
I think so, but I could be wrong. But yeah, the Connect 2.0, whatever, that's got to have a higher resolution camera for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't know about buying another piece that's going to be that much more on top of what I'm already buying as far as the new console goes.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be right off the bat. They can release the next Xbox this year and release the next Connect next year.
Yeah. I mean, they'd still have to have the new Xbox supporting the old Kinect at first, though.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I can definitely see that.
Anything else you'd really like to see this year?
Um, I'd want to see Bungie's game. I want to
Oh,
see
yeah. Destiny.
Project Destiny. I want to see the next game from the two Infinity Ward guys. The next from Respawn Studio. I want to see
Oh,
that
yeah.
game. Um,
I
what
think we'll
else?
get Destiny this year.
Yeah,
I
that would
think-
be awesome.
Yeah, I think if they make that as a launch title for the new Xbox, that would be amazing.
I'm telling you, man.
So many people that are, I mean, they love Bungie for what they did with the Halo series. So I think that would definitely move some consoles.
Yeah, Microsoft is in good terms with these guys. I'm sure it's going to be Project Destiny this year, and then Halo 5 next year, and then the year after Project Destiny 2, and then Halo 6 the year after that. They're gonna go year for year with these two franchises. I think.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to do it for sure. That way they're not competing against each other. Even though this Destiny is said to be on multiple platforms, hopefully they can get some stuff out for the handhelds too. That'd be cool to get a Vita version of whatever this thing is.
That would be cool. I'm sure Sony would love that if they could get Bungie on Vita.
Yeah, and then I mean Bungie's already got some work into iOS as well, so that'd be cool if they could get something out for the tablet, the iPad or iPhone, something like that would be pretty cool.
Definitely. I also want to see. I want to see Watch Dogs, and I want to see Star Wars 1313.
Yeah, I mean those are for sure next gen.
Yeah, so I would be curious to see if those are going to be launch titles for the next gen systems.
Yeah, I think that'd be good, but I don't know about that.
That would be pretty awesome. Or Forza 5, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm always down for a new Forza.
For reals. Borderlands 3.
that would be very good too. So
maybe not this year, but definitely next year. I don't know. Yeah, I'm also excited for all the stuff that we still have yet to
even hear about.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a new Perfect Dark. That IP has been sitting on nothing. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me too. So anything else do you want to go with, or is that going to be it?
I think that's a good way to end. I mean, how often do you think we're going to be doing these podcasts?
I at least hope to get one out every 2 weeks to see how easy it is to put together and get it out. And then maybe we can do a weekly one to see how much time this is going to take. But I'd at least expect them every 2 weeks.
Cool.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to the Unreliable Studio podcast. My name's Josh, and that's Pedro. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Okay, stop recording.
Okay.